2011 Ultimate Builder Custom Bike Show in Novi, Michigan. Don Weimer of Weimer Original Designs. And you're in the Performance Custom class. Excuse me, freestyle class. Let's take a minute and talk about your background, Don.
My background is mostly motorcycle driven. My father was a hill climber in the 60s and 70s, and he rode Triumphs. That's kind of inspiration on this bike here. And I got into BMX racing at a young age. Then I started into motocross and supercross, which I've done for 25 years. And now my transitioning period is what you see here, hand building bikes and trying to create custom stuff that you really haven't seen too much before.
Let's start from the beginning. What were you trying to accomplish with this build?
Well, this particular bike here is actually a tribute bike. It melds the two worlds from my father to my career racing. It has a Triumph motor, part of the chassis, everything else is handmade. There's some motocross parts scattered on the bike. It's got the longer rear end like you would see on a hill climber, but it also has an old vintage racer look and just down and dirty, no extra stuff on it. This bike is very fast, very low to the ground, and just something different that you wouldn't see anywhere else.
So combination between motocross and hill climbing is your inspiration for this bike?
Yes.
Tell us about the fabrication.
Well, the fabricating on it was over a 6-month period. The aluminum gas tanks were all handmade. There's probably 150 hours just in the tanks alone. You see there's no paint at all. I want everything exposed, welds, everything. Back fender's aluminum, copper accents throughout the whole bike. The rear section of the frame, the suspension, everything is all, I handmade all that. The whole front end is a one-off design. It uses a motocross front shock. The whole front end is a cantilever effect. A lot of time in both front and rear, coordinate that, the geometry. 21-inch perimeter brake rotors on both ends. Ducati brake inspired, stops very quick. And everything else in metal on it pretty much was handmade one-off. The pipes, velocity stacks, and the whole front end suspension, like I said, all this here, the inner workings were all machined. So there's not too much on this bike that was really original, just the motor and part of the frame. Everything else is handmade.
Is this all powder coated? So you have no paint, just powder coating?
Correct. The frame is powder coated black, satin.
Which companies were instrumental in getting your bike finished?
Well, I really didn't use too many companies. I had a friend that did a little machining for me. He had a water jet, so I obviously couldn't make the rotors myself. He's just a private guy that does that, precision machinery. And everything else I pretty much did in shop in my own pole barn. I don't like to send anything out. I like to keep it in-house and control what I do with it. And so it's pretty much on me.
If an enthusiast would like to get a hold of you, do you have a website or phone number?
Yes, I do. It's WeimerOriginalDesigns.com, and the number is 269-420-7693. And they can call for an appointment or any information that they need, or if I can be helpful in their build or customizing something for them, I'm more than glad to help.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.